Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland Reviewer, and welcome to the 200th episode of Lost in the Wasteland, my weekly interview show, where I learn a little bit more about somebody else's perspective on movies, but this time you all get to learn a little bit more about mine on this special 6th round interview where I'm starting a speed round type approach, trying this out. So there's a lot of questions, and I'll try to give succinct answers, as my wife Jess is going to MC this interview. Thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome.
And I'll do my little spiel at the end about this being my 200th episode.
Oh.
But let's get started. So Jess.
Alright, Shane. It's going to be a fill in the blank.
Okay.
Actually, it's not. Anyway, what is your favorite film of the 2020s?
The Banshees of Inisherin, because I have a fixation with Irish things, and this film is hilarious, and everybody's fantastic in it, and I would do anything for that little pony.
Aw, Jenny. Mini donkey.
No donkey.
I know.
Colin Farrell's so good.
What is your favorite film of the 2010s?
This is easy. It's Mad Max Fury Road. It is arguably the greatest action movie ever made, which I'm arguing, so it is the greatest action movie ever made. And just, if you couldn't tell from my brand.
What about the 2000s?
This is, my favorite films are the Lord of the Rings films, so I will pick one. It's Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Oh, this is just the towering, just crown on this amazing, perfect trilogy. It's the greatest live-action fantasy ever created.
What is your favorite film of the 1990s?
I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in, because it's The Big Lebowski. Every single character in this is perfect. The dialogue is perfect. I laughed my ass off. And Walter Sobchak is probably my favorite supporting character in every movie ever.
What about the 1980s?
This one's from literally 1980, and it's The Shining. Because this is disturbing AF, chilling to the core, and just Jack Nicholson just being completely unhinged from the beginning of the movie. Because
It's just Jack Nicholson, I think. What about the 1970s? He's got the Paisan hand.
It's The Godfather. Francis Ford Coppola created one of the greatest epics of film in this gangster saga, and just perfectly captures Italian-American culture.
I'll trust your opinion on that. What is your favorite film in the 1960s?
2001: A Space Odyssey, as I have my HAL 9000 sitting over there staring at me like a psychopath.
He's behind the pole.
Yeah, from this angle, yep. It's the greatest sci-fi film ever created. Stanley Kubrick was a mad genius and a piece of shit, but a mad genius.
How often they run together.
I stopped at the 1960s, because if I'm asking other people, I feel like that's where things would drop off. I do have a favorite for every single decade of cinema, but this is where we're stopping. So on to the next things.
What is your favorite film by Steven Spielberg?
This will probably surprise people. It's Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade. Steven Spielberg has made amazing films, just some of the greatest films of all time, but I just love this movie so much. It has my favorite father-son relationship in the history of cinema, and Sean Connery as Henry Jones Sr. is perfect, despite the fact that they're 13 years apart.
It's fine.
They don't look it, so that's the most important
That's what
thing.
matters. That's a Mean Girl thing, too. What is your favorite film by local Paisan? No, just kidding. Not local. Fellow Paisan Martin.
He's from the
Scorsese,
tri-state
City.
area, depending on which tri-state area,
there's a friendly
whichever
rivalry.
tri-state you're talking
There's
about.
a friendly rivalry.
Hey, we're from New Jersey. We're plopped right in the middle between Philly and New York. But no, Scorsese, it's Taxi Driver.
Italians and both.
This is such a haunting, just visceral film, and Robert De Niro gives one of the best performances ever. And Travis Bickle is disturbing as hell. And you should not idolize him.
What is your favorite film by Christopher Nolan?
Cue the organs. It's Interstellar. This is what happens when you have an amazing filmmaker like Christopher Nolan just make a love letter to the greatest science fiction film of all time, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and Matthew McConaughey says the name of our cat 50 times.
Our cat's name is Murphy.
Murph.
Not his other son.
Murph.
Not
yeah,
Scott or whatever.
This is why we didn't name one of our cats Tom.
Oh, Tom. Yeah, I couldn't remember. Yep. What is your favorite film by Quentin Tarantino?
This is probably also going to surprise people. Is Inglourious Bastards, because like it's not Reservoir Dogs, it's not Pulp Fiction. This film, like, I love his brand of crazy alternative history. The ending of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood got a little weird for me, but like this is such a great movie that has so many plot threads that weave so perfectly together. The cast is amazing. Brad Pitt, Lieutenant Aldo Rain, and obviously Christoph Waltz. Just this cast from top to bottom, and it's thrilling, it's exciting, the music is cool, including David Bowie's Cat People.
What a song. What is your favorite film by David Fincher?
I actually had to think about this one for a bit. My answer wound up being Seven. Seven is disturbing, it is thrilling. Also some great Brad Pitt performance in this, but it's Morgan Freeman, it's Kevin Spacey that really stand out for me in this, and it's just a horrifying experience. And like even like the opening credits with that Howard Shore score that sounds like Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross made it. Because like Fincher's made some great films, but I still think Seven's probably my favorite.
What is your favorite film by Stanley Kubrick, and why is it 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Cue Thus Spoke Varys Zarathustra. Yes, it's 2001: A Space Odyssey. There's going to be some doubles on here, so I'm not going to reiterate. But yes, it's 2001: A Space Odyssey.
What about Alfred Hitchcock?
Vertigo. It made me almost want to punch a kid in a theater who was laughing at the moment where he's having his psychotic break, and they're just like, this looks silly, and I wanted like my fist to look silly in your face, because I did get to see this for its like 65th or 70th anniversary. I'll do the math later, but like Jimmy Stewart's so great. It's such a twisted, weird film and story, and it'll just leave you gutted by the end. You're just like, holy crap, what the hell just happened?
What about the Coen Brothers?
Is definitely The Big Lebowski, but very, very close is No Country for Old Men. So if I want to have fun, it's Big Lebowski. If I want to have an existential crisis and also laugh, it's No Country for Old Men, because that movie's oddly funny too.
It's Cormac McCarthy in general, I think.
It's dark.
Yeah. What about Ridley Scott?
I have to really think about this, but then I really didn't need to think about it. It's Gladiator. Because I'm prepared to be a dad, are you?
A Shane classic.
Russell Crowe is just, people are like, it was such a weak best actor performance when like, no, it wasn't. You know how much it took to have the physicality of this role and just every little tiny detail he brought to it. Just listen to Russell Crowe talk about his acting making this movie. That man is so full of himself, and I'll listen to him talk about himself for hours.
We love that.
But no, Gladiator's thrilling, it's exciting. Oliver Reed, last film. Joaquin Phoenix, creeper. Be creepin'.
Peace.
And yeah, that was the fall of the Roman Empire.
We love
Just
that.
kidding.
That's the one with German hairs.
That didn't actually happen.
Adam Sandler.
You know, I could have easily picked like any of his like 90s comedies that I absolutely love. But if we're talking about like favorite film, it's Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems. That ending, watching that on Christmas, which we saw that on Christmas.
Were we talking to somebody that was talking about Uncut Gems? Who
was
it?
It was like,
I forget who it was. They were talking about how uncomfortable it is.
It is so uncomfortable. The movie is so uncomfortable.
How they have to watch it.
So intense.
I don't remember. What is your favorite film with Leonardo DiCaprio?
The Departed. Also, high up Scorsese for me, too, is the Departed. But
What a pair they make
this
now.
cast is so incredible from top to bottom. This will not be the last time we talk about the... Actually, it might be the last time we talk about the Departed. But...
Why? It's great.
This is such a great crime thriller. It's such a great American remake of a foreign language film, which almost never happens. Infernal Affairs is also great. You should check that out. But The Departed's better.
What about Tom Cruise?
Mission Impossible Fallout.
Love that for him.
Like Collateral's up there, Tropic Thunder's up there. But like Mission Impossible Fallout is so incredible.
Magnolia. No love for the sad.
Magnolia's up there too. Like
film.
he's a legitimately great actor. But like this is
Terrible
just
person.
this is just such an amazing film. One of the greatest action movies ever made.
Russell Crowe.
Also Gladiator.
Oops, all Gladiator.
Just kidding. The Pope's Exorcist.
I was thinking that. I was like, I wonder if I should.
Father
make
of
that
Morton.
He was the only good part.
The Nice Guys is pretty high up there too for me for Russell Crowe.
Shane just loves Russell Crowe. Brad Pitt.
Inglourious Bastards.
Classic.
Just like Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Gorlami.
What about Matt Damon?
Interstellar. Surprise, he's in it.
Dr. Mann.
Yes. Because you know Christopher Nolan's not
It's fine.
subtle. But no, that was why I referenced The Departed, because for a second, I'm like, oh, The Departed will be my Matt Damon one. I'm like, oh wait, he's in Interstellar. So, there you go.
Timothy Chalamet.
You see, I almost went with Dune Part 2 at this point, or Lady Bird, and then I remembered he's also in Interstellar. So Interstellar's my favorite
Oh, no, it's Oops, All Interstellar.
because he's Tom as a teenager. Why do you not remember him being in the movie? Because Matthew McConaughey didn't care about him either.
Yeah, he clearly had a favorite child. What about Saoirse Ronan?
Brooklyn. I love this movie to pieces.
A classic.
It is a beautiful romance. It's a beautiful story about immigrants.
Shane
And
loves it because it's the story of his grandparents.
kind of. And also when we used to love immigrants. We appreciated them.
They loved each other. So they had their own.
Did America ever really love immigrants?
Yeah,
We have it on the Statue of Liberty that we do.
Yeah, that poem written by a teenage girl, I believe. Give me your poor, you're tired. Huddled masses yearning to breathe free.
Yeah, do we believe that?
Some of us do.
Does the country as a whole believe in that?
Well, that's why the Catholic cultures, I think, married each other in a lot of places. Is because it's like
Stick with your own.
Marry Protestants.
Well,
No marrying
this
Catholics.
God Italian, but at least he's a papy.
Yeah, I know. I know a few people who are half Irish, half Italian. It's pretty funny. Most of my crushes / romantic relationships have been that. Anyway, Frances McDormand.
You betcha, yeah. Fargo.
Oh, what a classic.
She's so good as Marge Gunderson. Just perfect. And just this movie is so hilarious. Like, this is top 5 Well, I think it's top 5 Coens for me. I love a lot of Coen Brothers movies.
Hard to
But
pick.
Frances McDormand's so good at it.
What about the well-known, the classic, the Queen, Meryl Streep?
The Streep.
Streepinator.
It's fantastic, Mr. Fox. Because I'm like, I had to think, like, do I really love any Meryl Streep movies? Like, love that I would put them on a list. And I'm like, scrolling, oh, it's fantastic, Mr. Fox
So
stuff.
this is favorite movies with them in it, not performance.
Correct.
Okay, I got it.
These are your favorite movies of theirs. Performance could also be fantastic, Mr. Fox. Now, Meryl Streep's given much more impactful.
Yes, let's move over Sophie's Choice.
Yes, move over Sophie's Choice for
It's time
fantastic
for-
Mr. Fox.
Yeah, Amy Adams.
This one was actually hard for me because I'm like, do I pick The Aviator? Do I pick Arrival? I picked her. Because this is what a turnaround for
That's
this
right.
movie, which I hated with a fiery passion the first time I watched it, and then realized that this movie is about what I hate, and not it's not what I hate. So, you know.
You gotta view it in a different headspace.
There you go. Wrap your head around it.
Kate Blanchett.
It's Lord of the Rings.
Wow. What a dark horse.
It's just like, that one was easy. Because it's like, yep, number 1. Boom. There you go.
What is your favorite Disney movie?
So, Beauty and the Beast. As in the animated one. Not the live action one. It is still my favorite Disney animation film. It's a tale as old as time. The music is great. Belle reads books.
Times were simpler. You could just kidnap a woman and lock her in your castle, and eventually she'd marry you.
Yes, apparently.
I'm just kidding. It's a beautiful love story. I liked her because she had brown hair. That's my only requirement.
She was a brunette and she read books.
Yeah.
We're sold.
I specifically remember it was because she had a horse and because she had brown hair.
There you go.
Yeah, alright. What is your favorite Pixar movie?
Kitty!
Yeah. Not surprising.
Monsters, Inc., because I'm Sully. I'm also the Beast. Maybe that's why these are my two
Wow,
favorite.
you were giving me crap earlier. No, you weren't. Shane was noting earlier that many of my favorite films have protagonists which are similar to me.
I definitely am Sully, though.
Yeah.
Love John Goodman. Mike Wazowski.
He's a good egg.
Billy Crystal and John Goodman are so good. Yeah.
Again, in something else.
Why? Because you're definitely Harry.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Me and Billy Crystal.
Actually, we're gonna make one amendment. We're gonna add one more category at the end.
Okay. I think I know the answer to that.
Yeah.
One, but it's okay.
While it's on my mind, next question.
What is your favorite Marvel movie?
Captain America: Civil War.
I knew that.
I love Civil War. This is a great story for Steve Rogers. The airport sequence is so cool. Just the third act has so much like emotional weight to it too.
Sets up a lot.
Yep. And I love all 3 of the Captain America movies are my top 10 Marvel movies. So I do love Captain America.
I didn't know that. What is your favorite DC movie?
The Batman.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Which, God, Matt Reeves is a freaking master. I know most people would say The Dark Knight's their favorite Batman movie, but I love the Batman. This is exactly what I want to have a Batman movie. Matt Reeves is such an incredible filmmaker.
I was surprised how much I liked it, because I'm not the biggest comic book superhero fan. I don't mind them.
It's very moody. Yeah. Also, Colin Farrell as the Penguin, so good. Jeffrey Wright as Gordon. Just John Turturro.
A lot of weight to those performances.
Just as a Italian mobster. Robert Pattinson as moody, emo virgin Batman. He's definitely a virgin.
He had never been touched by a woman.
100%. Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle is great too. Looking forward to seeing her full blown Catwoman at some point.
I did love all the cats in her plan.
And then, God, listening to Paul Dano sing Ave Maria, just
falsetto, right?
So creepy.
Good for him.
Good for him.
What is your favorite Netflix movie?
The Irishman.
We saw that in the theater. If you ever doubted I love you.
It was between The Irishman, Marriage Story, and Glass Onion. One of these is not like the others.
Only one of them gave me my favorite meme.
But The Irishman, I feel like The Irishman was kind of what put Netflix on the map of oh shit, we actually have to give them credit for making great movies. And also give them shit for making horrible financial decisions.
You can be both. You can take multiple.
Netflix is. So there you go.
What is your favorite period piece?
I had to think about
I think I know what it is.
I almost picked The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. But I put There Will Be Blood. What did you think I was going to say?
Amadeus.
I do. Well, I decided that I was going to count There Will Be Blood as a period piece. And also, I just remembered I'm a horrible fan of this genre that I didn't include this. See, this is my first time doing this interview,
it's a rough
so
draft.
we need to add a couple of genres, which the genres are the last bit of this kind of speed round. But no, There Will Be Blood. I feel like this like turn of the century kind of out west feel just works perfectly, and it's not just because Daniel Day-Lewis gives the greatest performance in the history of cinema.
We love that. What is your favorite comedy?
The Big Lebowski.
Mm-hmm.
That was easy.
Horror?
The Shining.
Action?
Mad Max Fury Road.
Fantasy?
The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
Science fiction?
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Mystery?
LA Confidential, which we will be watching today.
It's a good one.
I love that movie so much.
I thought you'd pick the Batman again.
I really love LA Confidential.
Okay, I underestimated your love. Animated film.
Shrek 2. Because Riggedy gets shriggedy Shreked. I love Shrek 2 so much.
Very related. What is your favorite romance?
I would almost pick Brooklyn, but I feel like I have to say When Harry Met Sally. I've watched this like 4 times in the past 2 years.
Was that my pick for Valentine's Day?
I think it was.
I think I switched. Shane switched his.
This is the perfect rom-com.
Agreed.
Like, perfection.
And that's not just because I myself am Harry.
I don't think I'm Sally.
You're not.
No. But I'm pretty sure our buddy Joe is 100% Bruno Kirby's character. He actually kind of reminds me of Joe a little bit. Joe, I hope you're listening. And then the last one.
What is your favorite Western?
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Wow, not There Will Be Blood.
No, I do actually like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly more than There Will Be Blood.
Okay.
I decided to not include... Though this was the hilarious thing, because I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to include the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly as a period piece because I'm going to have it for my Western answer, and then completely forgot to include Westerns. So we had to add romance and Western, which I'm going to officially add to my doc so I don't forget to do that later. Because they both deserve representation here. I feel like a period piece is a very broad definition. It's like, the 90s can be a period piece at this point.
Don't do that to me.
You're welcome.
Don't do this.
So that is indeed all the questions that I had set up. Do you have a question that you want to ask me? Putting you on the spot, I didn't officially have this.
I already had anxiety about you saying it was fast. What is your favorite bad movie? Shane, who's generally not a fan of bad movies.
So, this is a movie that I feel like most people would just say is a bad movie. It's the 90s Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh my god, it is fun though.
Objectively bad effects, some bad acting, and no story at all.
It's a good time though.
And like horrible casting for certain, like, in all seriousness, should Christopher Lambert have been Lord Raiden? No! Like, who thought of that? Somebody watched Highlander and was like, that guy.
Maybe they couldn't get anybody else.
Asian? Like, they couldn't get anybody.
I'm not saying it's right.
But,
no,
God, I don't think so. Like, his line delivery on some of those is so great. And then Johnny Cage is like, those are $500 sunglasses, asshole. Goro's so cool, though, as a giant puppet.
We love the puppet.
And I'm going to flip the bird to the stupid CGI Goro from the new remake.
Yeah, no, we
that
like
got
the puppet.
beat in like 30 seconds.
Bring back the puppet.
Just... And Kano. That actor, who I don't remember his name, but he's an Australian actor who was in Jag, and also I think one of his last movies was Curse of the Black Pearl. He's one of the ghost pirates. Yeah, I remember your partner. Caught him from ear to ear. And just like, it's like, hey baby, did you miss me? And then it's like, Sonia, give me a break. And then she literally breaks his neck between her thighs. A man made this movie 100%. And then, I forget the name of the actor. I feel really bad. I have to look him up later. But who plays Shao Kahn? Shao Kahn, right? The sorcerer. All he's given to do is to say all the lines from the video game.
And
but he says them so good. It's like, flawless victory. Or like, your soul is mine. And it's just like, it's just so much fun. Like, if you watch this movie and don't have fun, I don't know what's wrong with you. And there's actually some fun action in it, too. And then the one that takes the cake is the whole Scorpion Johnny Cage fight, where all Scorpion does is like, get over here! And then the horrible CGI thing that comes out of his hand. And they have his fatality where he rips his mask off and it's a skull and he starts breathing fire. And then the scene ends with a headshot autographed by Johnny Cage falling into the flames and it's silly. I love it. Is it a great movie?
No.
Objectively, probably not.
But it's fun.
But
we love it anyway.
But yeah, that was a good question. So, and obviously I've watched Mortal Kombat way too many times. I hope my friend Bobby's watching. Because he shares my love for Mortal Kombat. But this was indeed the 200th episode of my interview show. Which is crazy because I never anticipated having shows on my YouTube channel at all. I always was just like, I review movies and stuff like that. Started in 2016. But like in 2020, I'm like, I want to talk to people. Because it's literally just like Jess and I at home.
We talk a lot.
And it's like, I didn't have a whole lot of connection with other people. When I went to work, when I had to go to work, I was literally by myself on a Friday because nobody else wanted to take the Fridays in the office during COVID. And it was just like, I wanted to talk to people. And it started like interviewing my wife, interviewing my brother, interviewing my friends. And now I've interviewed Terry Crews and Geraldine Viswanathan and Wee Man and Preston from Jackass. And I've had, which those were like interviews, and I still put them under this banner. But now I'm actually getting like filmmakers and artists, performers that are coming on and answering these questions, which is a lot of fun too. So this has just been such a fun ride, and I can't believe I've done this for 4 years. And I'm up to 200 episodes of this show. And this one out of my 3 shows is the one that I've definitely come closest to giving up on, just from frustration of like scheduling people and trying to find new people, because I don't want to just, I love you, Jess, I love my friends, but I don't think people just want to watch me interview my wife and my friends over and over again about movies, trying to find new people to connect with. I've made a ton of friends too through this. And made connections. So, like, this has been such a wonderful experience. I hope you all who do watch these videos, I know my highest viewed videos are usually my movie reviews and not these weekly shows. But in many ways, I do this for myself, and I just hope that people who watch them get something out of them as well. But Jess has been a wonderful partner along the way, supporting me through all this nonsense of scheduling and editing and recording and stuff like that. But here's to another 100 more or 200 more. I don't know.
There's no way to know.
I'll never know until it ends. Don't let it end. I'll just start queuing some sticks before YouTube takes it down for copyright infringement. So I won't sing any more of it. But thank you all out there for always tuning in and supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.